Good morning and welcome to Unity RGV Spiritual Center Sunday morning online spiritual experience. We are delighted that you have joined us today for this time of mindful contemplation, affirmative prayer, meditation, and music. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. And this week it occurred to me that we are also a positive path for human living. We offer a unique approach to spirituality. We are love-based and all-inclusive. We embrace an open heart and an open mind. We are spiritual, not religious. We offer spiritual teachings that provide practical tools for meaningful and abundant living. As an inner spiritual community and divine love in expression, we draw from and honor all paths to spirit. We envision a spiritually transformed, peaceful world. And though we have no dogma, we do have 5 principles that formulate our philosophy. Our foundational belief is that all is one, and our foundational practice is living in the present moment. Once again, welcome to Unity RGV Spiritual Center. Unity is a spiritual breath of fresh air. Let us begin by lighting the Unity candle. And we begin this morning by centering ourselves with some affirmative words about growing spiritually. I am growing into my divine potential. As a spiritual being, I am committed to my growth and development. No matter what is happening in the world around me, I bless the movement of spirit within my soul and trust it to lead me to my next area of growth. I honor my spiritual journey by celebrating the areas of my life that are going well. But when things are not going well, I honor those times as well by taking time for passionate self-care. Prayer time nourishes me and settles my mind. It also creates fertile ground for new awareness to arise. Gently, I review all that has been unfolding in my life. By examining my thoughts, beliefs, and actions, I am able to gain a new understanding of what steps to take and what changes to make so that I can continue to grow and travel down my spiritual journey. now this morning with our unity statement of being, which is shared around all the unity centers in America and across the world. There's only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. This is a song by Daniel Nahmod. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my high God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my high God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my high God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my high God. Unity teaches that mankind is endowed with 12 powers or faculties that we refer to as the 12 powers, and they comprise and reflect our divine nature. Today's power is imagination. When the faculties of mind are understood in their threefold relation, spirit, soul, and body, it will be found that every form and shape originated in the imagination. It is through the imagination that the formless takes form. Imagination is the ability to imagine, picture, conceptualize, envision, and dream. Today's affirmation about our 12 powers is, I claim my power of imagination now. I give form and shape to divine ideas and substance. Now comes a time in the service where we like to practice our gratitude, because it's something that I want you to implement into your life on a daily basis. So by doing this, perhaps it'll sow a seed in you and it'll get you going in that direction. So let's begin by centering once again and just kind of go into our heart space and just say that I live a life of gratitude. Expressing gratitude is essential to my spiritual practice. No matter where I go or what I do, I take time to give thanks. Feeling grateful throughout the day keeps me focused on the blessings and the presence of infinite spirit in and through all things. Today, I will pause to be grateful for everyone and for everything that is in my life and that has helped me in my journey get to where I am right now. We feel this gratitude deep within our soul. Acknowledging my blessings fills me with vitality and enthusiasm for all the good in my life. Grateful for my oneness with all that is, I continue to grow spiritually, and I continue my spiritual journey. I am grateful. And so it is.
So grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. So grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
As we start this time of inner reflection, let's begin by getting comfortable. Remove all objects from your lap, place your feet on the floor, and sit up comfortably in your chair. Relax the muscles in your face, shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. Feel your hips, legs, feet, and toes relax as well. Release any areas of tension you feel in your body. Take a deep, centering breath. Slowly inhale, gently hold for a few seconds, and then slowly exhale. Repeat a few times. Focus on your inhalation and exhalation as you continue to relax your body. Gently breathe in and out. Just relax and breathe naturally. You now feel the increased sense of relaxation to your body with every breath. Feel calmness and peace wash over you. Now let's center our attention to the daily word for today, which is balance. Our Bible verse is from Job, chapter 31, verse 6, and reads, "Let me be weighed in a just balance, and let God know my integrity." Today's affirmation is, "With God, I live a life of balance." Let's say that together once. With God, I live a life of balance. Our message reads, "Work can be a fulfilling use of my talents and efforts. I may enjoy the challenge of growing in responsibility and using my ambition to accomplish great things. But if I work too much or for too long, my energy might start to wane and my thinking become dull and uninspired. Likewise, too much leisure time may rob me of motivation and pull me into a spiral of inactivity. Spiritual practices bring precious balance into my life. Through prayer, I touch eternity and feel the presence of God within. Through meditation, I focus my mind and feel calm and grounded. Through speaking affirmations, I claim divine ideas and act on inspiration. In gratitude, I find balance in God, the one presence and one power active in my life. Now let's close our eyes and take these words and this affirmation into the silence.
the silence down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I've got a new day down in my soul. I've got a new day down in my soul. I've got a new day down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home.
Today's lesson is called The 7 Cardinal Rules in Life. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living, and for those of us in unity, we've heard this 1,000 times, and it's absolutely true. But this week, it occurred to me that unity is also a positive path for human living. Recently, I started to revisit the great courses on early Christianity, and I was reminded of this. You see, when the early church fathers of the Christian movement were trying to figure out who Jesus was, they debated whether Jesus was a man or whether Jesus was a God. Was he human or was he divine? They correctly came up with the conclusion that Jesus was both fully human and fully divine. That was the correct conclusion. The incorrect, or let's call it the limiting conclusion, was that Jesus was the only person in all of humanity who was this. That is why I say of traditional religion, it's not that it's wrong. Conceptually, it is right. The problem is in the interpretation, and that's a matter of the consciousness interpreting it. That's a very different thing. So we, like Jesus, are fully human and fully divine as well. Being divine is our true nature, and we don't need to work at that. What we need to do is become aware of it. It's a matter of realization. Now, being human, on the other hand, now that is something we really do need to work on. The task at hand is to make our humanity more like our spirituality. Heaven on earth, it has been referred to. That's hard enough to do, but on top of that, we tend to make things difficult for ourselves. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy. So when I came across this post on Facebook, of all things, about the 7 cardinal rules of life, I thought, it's something we should talk about. Because inspiration from Spirit comes from many places and many forms. In fact, if you don't or can't find inspiration in everything, then I suggest to you that you take that as a personal challenge to do exactly that. Remember what Einstein said, there's 2 ways of looking at this life. One is as if nothing is a miracle, and the other is as if everything is a miracle. I think the point is clear, and I've been making it lately. It's your choice. The kingdom of heaven is within, and along with that, everything, including inspiration. So this idea of looking at life through the eyes of wonder is told to us in Christian scripture as well. In Matthew 18:3, it says, and Jesus said, truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. This passage is telling us that we should have childlike wonder about this phenomenal universe, this world that we live in. And more specifically, I think it's telling us that we should see God in everything. Because if we could see God in everything, then how would you not be inspired? So let's find some inspiration from these particular little set of rules to live by that I don't know who came up with, but it's worth working on. Because the truth is, they pretty much apply to all of us. We've all experienced them. We've all had to deal with them in one way or another. What appealed to me about these rules is that they are intended to improve the quality of our lives. They are intended to make our human lives more positive. That goes along with my philosophy, that in Unity we don't come to Sunday service to secure our ticket to paradise. We kind of take that as a given. We come to Sunday service to have a relational experience with fellow spiritual travelers and to learn practices and ideas that help us improve the quality of our lives in the now. So let's take a look at these rules. P.S. If any of them resonate with you, it may be time to pay attention. Rule number 1, make peace with your past so it doesn't screw up your present. Well, right out of the gates, a show of hands, please, if this resonates with anybody. So spiritually, what is the topic here? Feel like my cousin Lenny. Go ahead, spit it right out if you know the answer. That's right, it's forgiveness. And what's forgiveness about? It's about letting go. Letting go of what? Of the past. And why would that be? Because the past is in the past. It doesn't exist except in our minds when we continue to carry it forward. And that is by choice. So the only way you can get rid of it is, again, by choice, letting it go. Now, seriously, I don't mean to make light of this because it's not an easy thing to do, to let go of the past. But it is something we need to do. We can learn something here from our Zen non-attachment approach to living. Let me reread the rule because it just might be the biggest one of the 7. Make peace with your past so it doesn't screw up your present. Now think about it. If you don't have peace with your past, then you are living in the past. You are not living in the present. Now that clearly makes no sense, and yet we do it. So let's be practical about these rules. Let's put them to use. If you have something you've been carrying around for a while that you really don't actually need, that's causing you more burden than anything else, then maybe this is the time to let it go. There is no other time except now. Rule number 2, what others think of you is none of your business. Now, what thoughts come to you about this? Well, here's point number 1 about this rule. I don't know what other people think, what things may come to your mind. I have no control over it. Thus, it should not be my concern. We are living a subjective reality. You know, 2 people can see the exact physical object or watch the exact physical experience, a football game or whatever, and have completely different reactions to it. Why? Because we are all seeing it through our own lens, through our own consciousness based on our past and our level of awareness. So people are not seeing me as I am, they are seeing me as they think that I am. So why would you concern yourself with that? And by the way, that works vice versa too, for me seeing other people. Thus, we don't know what their situation is. Do not judge. Rule number 3, time heals almost everything. Give it time. Now, this is a really tough one because if we think of time being the healer, then 2 things. First, we don't have another answer for it, for the situation. Or 2, it involves a very profound type of loss or hurt. Nevertheless, time does tend to take the edge off of things. However, at some point or another, it probably has to resort to going back to rule number 1. Rule number 4, don't compare your life to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is about. This rule sounds like 2 things, but it's really just one. It's about judging. Judging others or judging yourself. It's also about insecurity. It's about that feeling that somehow you're not good enough for this or that or the other. Because let's face it, we beat ourselves up really good over this one. Just think about how many times you wanted to do something or say apply for a job or whatever, and you get that feeling that, maybe I'm just not good enough for that, you know? I've done it, I admit it. Growing up as a young drummer, man, I used to go listen to the other guys play drums and I'd be like, oh, there's no way I can play like that. I'll never be that good. It's such an easy thing to do, to get sucked into that groove, into that space, that some other person is so much better than I, that I have no place in this. Instead of thinking what? That I bring my own special gifts to this moment and to this situation. No one does what I do. That should be the approach. If that's not your natural go-to response, then consider making it so. That's the point of all of this. Because it is true, you are unique. You do bring a special set of talents and skills to whatever situation it may be. And it will make your life a whole lot easier and a whole lot better, which is what this is all about. Rule number 5, stop thinking so much. It's all right not to know the answers. They will come to you when you least expect them. Okay, so you smarty pants who know me or think you know me, remember rule number 2? Yes, it's true, I'm always thinking about stuff. But it's also true that I'm the wisest man in the world, remember that. And why is that? Because I know something that you don't know. Like Socrates, I know that I know nothing. So I'm okay with not knowing what the truth with a capital T is. By the way, I don't use that phrase. Things are revealed to us as our consciousness continues to unfold. All in good time. What do they say? When the student is ready, the teacher will show up. Rule number 6. No one is in charge of your happiness except you. This is completely true. There is no such thing as you complete me. Get over that, okay? Sorry to burst your bubble. There are no soulmates. That would make me half of a soul. There's no such thing. You are complete on your own as you are. It's a super cutesy thing to say in a movie or whatever, but it's gonna mess you all up because you're always gonna be thinking that you need something or someone else to complete you. Not true. So let me rephrase that. You actually do need something. You need to realize that you don't need anything. That's what you need to realize. You need to realize that you are an image and a likeness of the entire universe. You also need to realize that no one is in charge of your peace of mind either, except you. I know we all have trouble with this. I do. I'll admit it. In other words, nobody can make you happy, no one, or unhappy. No one can take your inner peace. You probably heard this before. We've said it before, except you. And this is all consistent with what Unity teaches, that we are in charge of our own lives. Rule number 7, smile. You don't own all the problems in the world. This is a great ending thought. It's about just relax and just be. Get into the flow of the universe. We really all need to do this. I really need to do this. So as we all like to say, lighten up. It'll all work out. So take these 7 cardinal rules to mind and let's try to improve our human experience. Bendiciones. and have a blessed week. Now comes the time in our service when we offer our tithes and our offerings. And I'd like to remind you that you may pay either or offer us tithes either through a check and send to P.O. Box 1661 in Far, Texas 78577, or we also have a Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. And Marisa usually puts up the little tree, payment tree, during the service, that you can just see how all the links are from there. So we take our tithes together and we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we invite you back again next week and week after that. We're going to end with our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a blessed week. Be safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Keep your distance. You know the routine. We want to get back together, but we won't be able to until people start practicing these very simple things.